Until very recently, cable news and news in general was seen as one of the few things that was impervious to cord cutting. It would keep people subscribed to cable TV as people watched live news. It drove high advertising ratings, and it was seen as one of the things that cable networks and cable companies could use to keep people subscribed, keep people paying for cable television. Now, though, we've seen CNN lay off hundreds of employees, NBC News do the same, and a growing number of news organizations switching to focus on digital content on places like YouTube, websites, and other places. Not just big national news, but local news. We've seen major cuts at local news networks, and local news broadcasts, I should say. So what's happening here? Why are all these cuts happening? It's a question I've been getting a lot. We're going to answer it here in this video. First, though, if you like what we do here, please consider hitting that subscribe button, hitting that thumbs up. We would really appreciate it because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here. So I've been covering the world of television for over 10 years, helping people break free from the high cost of cable TV. I've studied this for a long time and come up with a lot of context. What I'm hearing is a few things happening. I've talked about this a lot. You can't ignore the drop in cable subscribers, right? Fewer people paying for cable means fewer people are watching cable news. Even people who cancel cable are not switching to live TV streaming services like YouTube TV, Fubo, Hulu Plus Live, and the like. Increasingly, they're going to on-demand only services, and that means less viewers for cable television. But also ad revenue is a big part of that. Not just because there's fewer people watching, but because there's more places to advertise. Are you going to put your ad on CNN, or are you going to put your ad on Disney Plus? Increasingly, people are moving to cheaper Disney Plus options, which is driving the rates of CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, and the like for ads down. You put this all together, you got a very bad situation. Fewer people paying for cable, which means you get less money from subscriptions to cable companies. You got advertisers paying less because, hey, why advertise on cable when fewer people are watching when I can go put it on Max, Hulu, Disney Plus, Peacock, Paramount Plus, YouTube, and many other places for ads. There's more places for advertisers to put their ads than ever before. When there's a huge amount of supply, demand is limited, prices fall. You know, it's kind of one of those basic economic things out there, and it's hitting cable networks very hard. This has all resulted in mass layoffs. Companies have had to cut costs, right? One of the biggest costs in news, no matter what way you look at it, is the staff, the people recording videos. But there's another trend here. Increasingly, people are ditching traditional news outlets for places like YouTube. Videos like this one here. You see that big in the weather space? You got several YouTube channels like Ryan Hall, who is probably, when I look at the numbers, outperforming major cable news weather coverage, just streaming for free on YouTube. There was a study not that long ago that increasingly people are turning away from ESPN, FS1, and other sports networks for highlights and the like, and turning to YouTube to get the highlights. Why sit through an entire Sports Center broadcast when you really just wanted sport, maybe your conference highlights, maybe your team's highlights, or something? You heard about a crazy good game with a crazy ending. You're not going to ESPN to watch that crazy ending, hoping they re-air it on a clip during Sports Center. You're going to YouTube, Twitter, X, Facebook, all the other social media platforms out there. And in moments, you have that clip. That is hurting them. And the same thing is happening with news. Increasingly, people are ditching news to go to online spots. Look for increasing number of news organizations to make cuts. Ellen Media Group tried to do this recently by laying off its meteorologists, replacing local meteorologists with national ones. That faced huge backlash, and they backed off on the plan. Not fully eliminating it, but reducing it dramatically. Now we're seeing this in news. Don't be surprised to see more places cut meteorologists, cut broadcasts, and more. Now, news isn't dead. I get this question, is news completely dead with it? No. You're seeing local television stations expand news coverage. Why? It's fairly cheap content to generate, and it actually generates viewership. The local Fox here now runs their morning show until 11 a.m. just to turn around and do the midday show very quickly thereafter. after just airing one talk show. Why is that happening? Well, local news is relatively cheap to produce compared to a big studio show or a big daytime show with a big personality you have to pay a lot of money for. It also draws viewers. The question, though, is for how much longer? How much longer until we see online things slowly replace it? Look for more layoffs. 2025 will probably see mass layoffs across the board in news organizations, unless something miraculous happens with advertising revenue and they find a way to drive up advertising revenue. They're in a tough spot. They need more money. They can't raise prices because more people will cancel cable TV. And ad revenue is not replacing that at the same rate. We're actually seeing ad revenue rates fall dramatically. Keep an eye on this story. Cable and local news is in a very tough spot, and it probably will continue to be in a tough spot for years to come as people shift how they get their news to online in other ways. Will CNN, MSNBC, Fox, and others be able to respond to this and create online news efforts that work? Will people subscribe to these subscription paywall sites now? CNN is going to try to paywall some of their content. Will people actually pay to read CNN, or are they just going to go to another content, go to another YouTube channel, another smaller website that has the same story? We'll keep a close eye on this. You leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Do you still watch local news and national news? If so, what do you like about it? If not, why? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. It really does help us. Until next time, we'll be back again real soon.